Oh, shit.
Make it with a honey,
Sorry.
make the announcements.
Oh, yes, just like the meeting, say that the meeting is called to order, and then when we go through our roll call. If you don't have sufficient quorum, then we'll go into recess for 15 to 20 minutes. And if quorum isn't met within that time, meeting has to be adjourned.
Afternoon. Yes, we have to move it to the puzzle.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. This meeting is called to order at 6:32. We are going to do roll call and, we're not,
Well, you have to go to the ground rules first, and then we go to.
thank you, Khalid, always helping us. Okay, I'm going to read the ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor. Community Board 11 members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand through Zoom, click the participant icon and you will find the raise hand function there. Members, you should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on the topic to the discussion. Members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subject on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. Now, this meeting is called to order at 6:33 and Khalid will do the roll call.
Thank you, Rosa.
Thank you.
Okay, so remember committee members, there are 9 members assigned to this committee, 5 needed for quorum. Jocelyn Cruz. Rosa Diaz.
Present.
Thank you. Stanley Johnson. Absent. Connie Lee.
Present.
Thank you. Malik McCullough. It's absent for now. Thank you. Samantha Bergero. So not here. Debbie Quinones. Absent. Russell Schuler.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle Wilson Clement. Absent. You only have 3 present for now, Chair. You don't have quorum at this time.
Thank you, Khalid. It seems that we don't have quorum. We have 3 members in person. What we're going to do is a recession for 15 minutes and wait for 1 member. Thank you.
So right now, I'll just put us on mute and pause recording.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sorry, apologies for that. Thank you so much. We now have quorum. Thank you, everyone. We, this meeting is called to order again at 6:37. And, we are going to the roll call again.
Sure. Jocelyn Cruz, absent. Rosa Diaz.
Present.
Stanley Johnson, absent. Connie Lee.
Present.
Malik McCullough, absent. Samantha Bergero, absent. Debbie Quinones.
Present.
Thank you. Russell Schuler.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle Wilson Clement.
Present.
Quorum.
Thank you so much. And the first item, in the agenda is the adoption of the October agenda. And it was distributed by the, board's office, and if everyone is in agreement, we can adopt it. No objection, so is now adopted. Also, the board office distributed the, September, minutes. If no objection, we can adopt the minutes. Great, no objections, the minutes are adopted for September. And now we're going to announcements. Before announcements, if anyone would be so kind to volunteer to do the minutes for October, that would be great. If not, I will do them this month again.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem. Thank you so much. Announcements, Kelly?
I have no announcements. Did Connie want to go over the art piece?
Okay, awesome. We can show the art piece and take a minute.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, Kelly said. Excellent. Thank you so much.
So the artwork is by Naomi Lawrence. It was installed last weekend. She actually produced it over the last 3 or 4 months. And it is in Thomas Jefferson Park. It is called Super Blue and will be on view through September 2025. That's the 30 seconds.
Awesome. Thank you. That was 10 seconds. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna keep the agenda moving. Yes.
And the announcement that I would like to make is that there is going to be a safety awareness conference occurring on October the 26th, which is a Saturday, beginning registration at 10:30 and ending at 1:30. Please attend. There will be a save the date push coming up soon.
Awesome. Can, you also send like an email so we can send it out to everyone? Awesome. Thank you so much. I would like, welcome. Would like to make also announcement of the Halloween on the Harlem Near. It's happening on Wednesday, October 30th at Inside Park at 110th Street, between 5th and Lenox Avenue. The information will be sent out by the board office. And there's also the Central Park Conservancy has a farm stand in partnership with Corbin Hill Food Project. And that has been happening since July 20th up until November 2024 this year, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Central Park, 110th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. And last one, I promise, Halloween event in collaboration with Uptown Central and Deputy Speaker Diana Ayala. They're hosting the Halloween trick or treat from 3:30 to 6 p.m. And it will be in Lot 2, a La Marqueta in Park Avenue. Please come and join, bring all the kiddos.
What day is it?
On October 30th, and I will send the flyer once it's drafted. Once it's done. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, no more announcements, anyone? Great, we are going to go to informational updates. Awesome, thank you so much. Any city agency in the house?
So the Department of Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, this is Robert from Parks. I have a presentation on the vital parks for all investing in NYC's living infrastructure. I can tell you about the website and answer some questions that you might ask.
Robert, that's actually later on in the agenda, and can you hold for that, please? Unless it's just a quick announcement or informational update, but yeah, the parks item, we actually have you as a section, I think maybe the second or third item. So we can circle back for you, unless you have any other quick updates for us, Robert. I could have this one.
Okay, anyone else from the parks for just informational updates?
Seeing none, we can move forward.
Right, seeing none, we're gonna move on to the Department of Sanitation. I think someone is supposed to be here.
But that's Marissa, but she's gonna be speaking specifically.
Presentation, okay,
on the
great.
agenda. So unless Marissa has a specific quick update, then we'll move on from there.
Okay, so we're
For my
moving.
turn later.
Thank you, Marissa.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to environmental protections update.
Somebody here from DEP.
Okay, awesome. Okay, no problem. We're moving on to parks advocacy groups.
Oh, with the Friends of Art Park, just a quick update, we're gonna have a daytime Halloween masquerade party, on October 27th, and there's gonna be a live band. The Ray Delgado Project is gonna perform, which is good. I've been struggling with some folks in the park lately, just like Saturday, I was in a taxi going to Third Avenue, and I see this guy literally up on top of the tree. He was up in the tree and he was writing. He was writing, so I jumped out the taxi and I was like literally screaming and like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he was writing Jesus loves, right? And he didn't get to finish the S because I chased him out. I didn't chase him, but anyway, I told him, I said, you can't do that. You can't write on the trees, can you like not do that? And when I took a closer look to him, he had like Jesus loves, saves, like all over his body. So, it was just a moment. So I kind of see you can't do that, that's not cool. You don't need to write that because Jesus is everywhere, so I kind of played into that. And then he was like, okay, and then he left. There's more cobblestones that are still coming up. I took pictures of that and I was gonna send them to Dave. And we're, the 40th anniversary of the installation of, the growth. So we're working to do a celebration on that on June 28th, 2025. And that means we have to take a step back and look at the sculpture and kind of clean it up and see what we could do to spruce it and then fix up the park as well. So we're kind of exploring those projects of like prepping the park so that it's ready for the celebration.
That's great. Thank you. If any event, like send us the email so we can also blast it out to everyone. Yes.
I was just curious, piggybacking on what you were saying, would that be something that we would, as a committee, help out physically, one of your projects to clean up or?
Yeah,
paint
the
or-
27th is, it was the same, it's early in that day, we're having, spreading wood chips and we're going to clean up on the 27th, and then we're gonna have a party afterwards, so.
No, I'm saying for your June, like,
Yeah, for
for
the
the
June,
long-term
we need to get the benches, the benches need to be painted, the cobblestones need to be set. Of course, the outstanding is the fence that, we've been
Yeah,
struggling with.
definitely, we can also like follow up, after the meeting, that's all, because we want to be involved in everything, that is literally going to be our goal. Yes.
What park is that?
Oh, it's Harlem Art Park on 120th Street between Lexington and Third Avenue. And we were just in partnership with the Madison Square Park Conservancy, and we did a 2-day project where it was a procession on September 7th, where we marched from 120th Street to the Museo del Barrio, and they had different stops along the way to celebrate different aspects and advocates. And then the second part was the 20th. And that was from 56th Street to 25th Street, because originally the artist wanted to go from 120th Street straight down to 25th Street in one day, and the city was not gonna support that, so they divided it in half. And it was a wonderful collaboration, I have to say.
Right, yes, so thank you, and let's move on. Anybody else from Parks Advocacy Groups? If not, we're gonna
Yeah.
continue.
Hello, we have Randall's Island Park Alliance. Hello, Deborah Moore, president, and I also have my colleagues Peter Hunter and David Salerno are also on. And we just had quick updates. I'll let Peter and Dave talk about some of the fun events we have, but one big one is, as you probably know, I came to this committee maybe almost a year ago regarding some concerns with respect to the migrant facility that was built on parkland. If you haven't already heard, you probably have. Mayor Adams had a nice announcement yesterday that the numbers have gone down significantly and that the facility will be removed from Randall's Island in February, the latest. So I just wanted to bring that announcement to you. Also, we're really looking forward to restoring the parkland. I've spoken to Xavier about it, and we're really looking positively towards the future and bringing back that area better than ever. And that's all I have to say. And then I think Peter and Dave might have some things about some nice events that will be happening on Randall's Island.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, sorry. So yeah, I'll just jump into the events real quick. So for October, on October 12th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., we have the Jesse Owens Track and Field Youth Program. On October 13th and 14th, we have the Indigenous Peoples Day Festival. That is the powwow that takes place on the event site. Sunday and then also Monday morning, they have the Sunrise Festival. October 16th from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This is twice monthly. It's the Team River Volunteers, which works along with our natural areas. October 19th from 1 to 2 is the Waterfront Wellness Program. It's a fitness program, stretching, yoga, things like that take place on the south side of the island along the waterfront. On October 26th, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., it's the Foliage Tour. Title would be From Canopy to Canvas, appreciating our forestry through art on City of Forest Day. It's a walk through the park, you identify tree foliage, and then also you get the opportunity to paint. And then also on October 26th, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. is our Boo Bash Festival, which we do every year, and I think it's one of the favorites on the island. It's a Halloween-themed festival. It's great for the kids, great for family. And on October 27th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., it's the Urban Farm Volunteers event, which is recurring on weekends. Other matters, we continue to do weekly cleanups along the waterfront with the encampments, along with DHS, NYPD, and PEP, as well as Park and RIPA M&O. DHS does offer services to those that are on the waterfront, and that's been going on weekly and will continue. Dave, if you're on, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add.
No, Pete, you covered it. Sorry, that's my dog.
No worries. And if you ever want to take a look at our website, all these events are there, and we encourage everybody to come. And if you ever need any information, please reach out, and we'll be happy to share anything we have.
Yes, thank you so much. I do remember Chris mentioning it last month also, and it is on the minutes if anyone wants to read them. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in tonight. Do we have any other community-based organizations or parks advocacy groups, sorry? Any other announcements? Okay, seeing none. We are going to go and move the agenda, community-based organizations, anyone on the line?
Don't think I'm seeing anybody with a hand raised. So we can keep moving forward.
Okay, great, this is awesome. Now we're going to presentations.
So Emily Torm for NYC Health. She explained she has some childcare related matters, so she might not be able to attend tonight. If she can attend, she might join in later, but likelihood she might end up coming before us in November. So we can move forward with updates at DSMI if Marissa's available.
Okay. Marisa, you have the floor.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Let me do my face. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Just some quick updates from the Department of Sanitation, and then happy to answer any and all questions. I'll go through them pretty quickly, and then I think there'll be some questions. So number one, this week started curbside compost collection for Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island. Folks can start putting on your recycling day your compost out for collection, and we'll take it. It can be in one of our brown bins or any bin really that's just labeled for compost. Just make sure it has a lid on it. Yard waste is mandatory now, and then food scraps will be mandatory by the spring. And by mandatory, I mean then we'll start with enforcement. We understand this is a new thing for especially M11. This is a new habit everyone needs to pick up on, so want to give a little bit of that time. Residential containerization. So starting November 12th, all households with 1 to 9 residential units must containerize their trash. You do not need to buy the official NYC bin through our website, which I think a lot of people have done. We do have pretty good prices if you don't have a bin at all. But if you have a bin, it's under 55 gallons and it has a lid on it, you can continue to use that. Or if you find a better one somewhere else, you can use that. Totally fine. You will not need to use the official NYC bin until June 1st, 2026. And then number 3 is increase in fines for businesses. So only for business owners. If you are a commercial business and you have more than one offense against you, more than one summons, the price has changed. So the fine before was your first offense $50, and then your second offense and everything after that was $100. Now, the first stays at 50, the second will be $300, and the third and every subsequent offense will be $500. That includes for all cleaning summonses, cleaning infractions, as well as sidewalk obstruction. So do keep that in mind if you own a business, that those tickets have gone up, the price has gone up considerably. Happy to answer any questions that folks have.
Any questions? Any business owner that wants to?
Hi, Marissa, do, city agencies, they have a particular deadline to adhere to this, mandate as well, right? Is it like November 1st for city agencies?
Which mandate?
For the containerization mandate, was it that the city agencies also have to adhere to it, but there was like a specific date, or am I misunderstanding, or was that just?
I think I just don't know that one.
Okay, all right.
I
So
apologize. No, I don't have that.
no worries. I'll just follow up with you later because I thought that city agencies for sure also had to comply with the bin mandate. And, you know, of
Yeah.
course, for community boards, we have, particular trash shut out rules. So I was just trying to find out and wonder, but I can follow up with you in an email tomorrow. And
If you don't mind, that'd be really helpful just to give me a minute to find that. Yeah, just so I'm sure off the top of my, yeah. I don't want to say yes or no off the top of my head. I need to look that one up real quick.
All right, thank you, Marissa.
Thank you.
Yes, Michelle.
I just wanted to make sure you said that it had to be under 55 gallons.
Correct. No larger than 55 gallons. So if you have a bin that's 25, a lot of people have 25-gallon bins, 35, that's totally fine. If you had something over 55 gallons, that's incredibly cumbersome. I don't think you would have it. But yeah, just don't go over that.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you so much, Marisa. Oh, I believe, Robert, you have a question?
Robert, if you're speaking, you're muted.
You have your hand up. Robert McLean.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Pardon me, Marissa. I was just writing this down. You said that the households had to have it containerized by, did you say November 9th?
November 12th.
Okay, November 12th. And was there a size of a household that was yeah? And what was that?
So it has to be a building with 1 to 9 units. So single family homes, yes, but up to 9 units. If it's 10 or more units in the building, this does not apply to them.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much, miss.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Robert, for your question. Okay, seeing no other questions that are from members in person, we are going to move on to the next update.
Thank you, Marissa.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Yes.
I don't see any other.
Yeah, so you move on to Vital Parks. With the same Robert.
Yes. Robert, you have the floor with New York City Park, Vital Park.
Okay. Can I have some. I need to share screen. Can you approve that?
Sure, no problem. All right, you should be able to do that now, Robert. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Can you see the
Yes.
screen on the other side with the Vital Parks?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll just read some of the highlights here, and then what we'll do is we'll go to the website itself. And has any of you ever used this website with the
Yes.
information? Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually it's a very well put together thing. And so we could take a look at a couple of parks and see the capital projects, etc. But I've seen it a couple of days ago, and actually it's a pretty well structured. So the vital parks for all investing in New York City living infrastructure. So New York City Parks vision to equitably strengthen our city's health, environment, and communities through our park system. The parks are essential, and the parks touch every facet of our city lives. Unlike other forms of infrastructure, parks evolve and grow over time, strengthening our cities and its residents. We have 30,000 acres of parks and thousands of amenities and 5.7 million street trees under our care. The street trees are important. They combat extreme heat, they filter stormwater, and they clean our air. They connect diverse New Yorkers, unifying communities, and they foster safety throughout upgraded facilities, programming, and stewardship. They're an oasis in defense and of the frenetic city, providing needed space for play, reflection, and exercise. So you ask, why now? Just as we invest in better roads and sewers, we need to invest in our parks now and help safeguard our city's present and future. More people are using our parks since the start of COVID-19 pandemic. The effects of climate change are intensifying. The people are more lonely, anxious, and in need of social connections. The park's infrastructure is aging also. Now, our plan needs to be have a clean and safe and green, resilient, and supported by engaged and empowered New Yorkers. We want to set high standards to serve all neighborhoods equitably and engage communities in the planning of and the care of their parks system. We want to prioritize investments where they're needed most. We have select strategic initiatives. We want stronger parks, safer communities. There is a $256 million investment in parks facilities in priority precincts identified by the Mayoral Gun Violence Prevention Task Force. It's complemented by over 1,000 free outdoor programs to activate parks and foster community, improving safety. We're also interested in growing wetlands, gaining resilience. We have $100 million investment in resiliency to advance 19 priority wetland projects in New York City's environment and justice areas. Let's Green New York City is a program to empower 500,000 plus New Yorkers with opportunities to steward and improve their parks, connecting with nature and one another and improving health. We have a question. 1 second. What makes a park system vital? A park system is vital when New Yorkers have access to green spaces that are clean and safe, alive with nature, people, and community, and resilient to climate change. Below, we've identified many of the elements that contribute to a vital park system, which should be accessible to New Yorkers within a short walk or a quick transit ride. Now, these are listed here. So we want the systems to be on our initiatives. We want a clean and safe park, and that is here. So what we're looking for is, for example, drinking fountains or spray features. Also, parks enforcement patrol officers that are more that they visit more often, pools or beaches, public restrooms, and playgrounds. And then over here in the green area here, we have green and resilient elements. We have street trees, greenways, forever wild, natural areas, community gardens, and waterfronts. And over here where it says engaged and empowered elements, we're looking at park partner groups, public programs or special events, and volunteer and steward events. Now, I'll show you something here that's very nice. Have you seen this page here? You can go, for example, take a look at some of the amenities in our parks. Let's take a look at Marcus Garvey Park. and you go down here, take a look at the projects. Now these this one here is being built right now. It's a Marcus Garvey Path reconstruction project, which is going on now. It started in April, and my office is there, so I see it quite often. The funding is $4.4 million, and what they're going to do is replace all the pavers. They've put in already a northern and a southern ramp at the Pelham Fritz rec center, so you have ADH accessibility with this park. And I would say they're about 1/4 through, and they should be finished, I believe, April of next year. But it's Ramos Construction. I know these people. My dad was a contractor. I was. My brother was. Grandfather and grandfather. So I've been in the construction business before I came here, and the workmanship is excellent. Now this is a Marcus Garvey Park Pelham Fritz oh, I'm so sorry. The Marcus Garvey Park Pelham Fritz reconstruction. No, that's not the way I want. 1, 2 seconds. Here you are. This is another $4.6 million project. They're going to replace, reconstruct the entire Pelham Fritz Recreational Center roof. I've seen the plans. It's quite beautiful. And the start date, let's see now, the design is about 5% complete. So they just started, maybe a month or so ago. But the design is quite pretty. Now, does anyone have any questions or anybody that's interested in something that I might be able to help you with?
Yes, we have a couple of questions from members. Connie, can you give me that?
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Connie.
I have to tell you, the work being done in Marcus Garvey Park is exceptional. I've told the construction crew, some of my neighbors have told the construction crew, we're really, really impressed with the work that they've done on those pathways and the ramps. And you didn't mention that we have a slew of new benches that are absolutely awesome. I did just want to mention that because it's very much appreciated. I do have a question about the roof and the recreation center.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what the material for the roof will be?
I believe it's metal. I believe it. I would guess it's galvanized metal. I've seen the pictures. It's a metal roof. I could find out for you. I mean, I would say it's galvanized metal that's been painted, but it's the color of a newly emerging leaf. It's a very, very beautiful green. And with this project, they're going to reconstruct the roof, and they're going to replace all the windows and then all the security gates too. But if you go ahead. No, but it's a very nice design, very pretty.
Sorry, just to note, the committee did review that last month.
Oh, okay.
The presentation slides, they're on the website, so you
Okay,
can,
I'll look
I
at
can
them.
try to see
Thank
if I
you.
can send it to you later.
I thought so. I thought we saw that last.
Yes, I mean, we submitted the letter for
Yeah,
support.
right, okay.
Right.
So go ahead.
Another thing, the minutes are beautifully done, appreciate it. Sorry, that was an internal joke. We have.
No, I like her laughing. It's like my wife was laughing the first time I tried to cook Thanksgiving dinner with a goose who came out about 4.5 pounds.
Wow.
Thank you. We have another member that wants to ask a question. Michelle, you've been waiting.
Thank you. I wanted to add, because I know that there's paving that needs to be held in the Friends of Art Park. And you had said that you know how to put the paving down properly so that it's not coming up again and again and again. Is there a way for funding? Because I heard that there was funding available. Can funding be made available for the needs of this particular park that is having a hard time with paving And that is a detriment to our community when people could just fall with bricks and whatnot coming out of the pathway.
Well,
Can
all
you-
all the pathways are gonna be replaced, so this
Oh, no,
shouldn't
I'm
be a
not saying
problem.
for Martha's Garden, I'm saying this is for, I'm making an example of another park in our area.
It's 2 blocks down from Marcus Garvey.
What park is that?
Art Park, Harlem Art
Oh,
Park.
Harlem Art Park. Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's so.
I'm gonna
that's
tell
so-
you, I'm gonna go
so
tell you.
exciting to hear.
Everybody else, they go to the park to relax. I go to the park, I solve problems. Okay?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been to Central
well,
Park one time. I drive by it half a dozen times a day. I never go in there because I don't want to see another park. Harlem
well,
Park can, yeah, we're going to try to fix it up.
yeah, so I'd like to have conversations with you about that because, a while ago, we collected the cobblestones, put them on the side like we were instructed. And instead, what happened was they just filled it with tar.
They just
You
went.
know,
No, I was there. You know, I planted that Harlem Art Park years ago. Uh-huh.
I believe that, I believe
Yeah, I
that.
was there.
I know how much you love it, so help me take care of it.
So what we're going to do, Robert, in the essence of time, we will definitely connect you and Debbie so we can advocate
I can send
for.
you pictures.
She has
Look.
pictures.
Look, I've been married 35 years. I take orders really, really well. This is the way
Love
you
it.
work with me. You just tell me what you want and I'll do it as long as I don't get fired.
Okay,
I love it.
sounds like a plan.
See,
Beautiful.
one item off the table.
And
I
this is
love
what we
it.
want to do for moving forward is to connect. So can you give us your email address? Is it?
No, you have it, right?
Yeah, thank you, thank
Yes, I
you.
have it.
So just send it to me.
Okay, no problem.
Yes,
Thank you.
Robert, Khalid is going to send you email to all of that, all of us members.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, when you want something done, what I'd like, not composition, but bullet points and limited to about 90, 95 bullet points. Yeah.
No problem, no problem. There's about 95 bullet points that we're gonna share with you.
Thank you, Debbie. Miss Leah, do you have any question relating to this specific discussion?
Well, in a way, hi, how you doing? Thank you everyone for having me here. I wanna bring special attention to a park. Are you familiar with Alice Carnegie Triangle Park?
Yeah.
So,
Sir?
no, question.
Oh.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a question?
Are we going to, no, go ahead.
Yeah, if you have a question.
Sir, are you familiar with Alice Carnegie Triangle Park?
I am.
It's in terrible condition to the point as far as safety issue for the children, for the community, for our seniors. And I just wanna bring your attention to this park and ask what can be done to get this park on the capital list?
That I don't know that process. It goes every year. The community puts their priorities listed, and it's up to a committee, not myself, to select which ones they're going to prioritize. But what you can do, if you give something that I can help you with, list it and send it to me. I can do painting. I'm a skilled horticulturalist. I've been doing voluntary events in 2008. Maybe we can beautify that like that. But that's what I can do. But what you're asking is way, way above me.
I wish I could show you in person, but there's children that go to this park, it's nothing thriving for them, there's nothing sensory, there's nothing tactile. There's a whole community around this it's not a good backdrop. As far as I could say, I did start a petition to show that I'm not the only one that feels this way. I only have about 220 some odd signatures. I've met with the senator today. I've met with groups, like you say, green spaces, clean and safe. This is in detrimental need of clean and safe green spaces, accessible. Our seniors are scared to go to this park because of some of the activities that take place there. Engagement, there's plenty of community groups. I'm just a person, I'm just a mom. So I just came here by myself, but I've been speaking, I'm also new to Harlem, but I've been speaking to others that feel the exact same way. And it's to the point, it's dangerous, even the play area. As far as not only the activity there, the condition of the playground. It hasn't been, from my research, it hasn't been renovated since about 1997. And about 193,000 was spent for a camel and some painting on the ground. The sprinkler area, you said about the waterways, it's literally mold on the side of the sprinklers. It's a health hazard. It's dangerous. And I'm not sure what you can do, but I'm not sure if anyone says much about this part. But it could use some special attention.
Okay, David, I'll tell you something that I don't give this information to anyone. I'm gonna give you my phone number. You got a
Oh.
pencil and paper?
We all got
You
it.
can call me anytime. It's 646-772-4022. And I know the problems you're talking about because it's on that other park too, that Harlem River Park. They go from Carnegie over there. We got syringes and everything else you can think about. So I know those two places. But okay, I've been a manager for a long time and I come home and I get angry. And like I say, I don't go to parks to enjoy them, yeah. And my wife will say, "Do you realize you're talking to the ceiling again?" And if I make a complaint, she says, "For every complaint I hear from you, I want you to tell me 10 positive things." And that helps. And I know what you're saying, but I can't help with the negativity because I run Marcus Garvey Park and that's the roughest park I've ever run. Okay. So I know what you're talking about, but you have my phone number. We'll make a deal and you can just invite me over there and I'll meet you there. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll take you up on that. Thank you.
And please keep us posted of any update that is happening, and I will also go and visit the park, because I wanna see. Yes, we are also going to support this initiative. Don't worry, I will text you. Okay, thank you so much, Robert, for all your personal information. and
You are
all-
such a nice group. Okay. No swearing, no pointing. No one's going to key my car.
No, not
Listen,
yet.
I'll always help you. Always, always, always.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your time also. And we are moving on with the agenda because time is so beautiful right now. We have, Tapasha, you here?
No, that was for Parks, File Park.
Where am I going? I am literally. Okay, it is Tapasha. That's okay.
He just gave you guys the presentation.
Right,
for
the
next week.
presentation for the parks. Thank you so much, Robert. And we are going to do our goals for 2024, 2025, look at me getting ahead of it.
So you can just finalize the goals that you guys came up with last month. and
Yes.
You can move forward.
And, you have them,
They're in the minutes.
they're in the minutes. The minutes, I can't read.
All right, hold on.
One of them
One
is
second.
the, our annual Earth Day conference. Another one is to.
I know, I wanna like read
Yeah,
that.
sure, no problem. I just pulled up. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
No problem, thank you so much.
But yes, so the first goal, coordinate with elected officials and city agencies. The second was touring and advocating for green spaces. The second was, excuse me, the third was attending and participating in community events. And the fourth was an annual, or at least establishing an annual Earth Day conference. Those were the goals that the committee decided on.
So how many is that? No?
That's four. You can, if you're
You
supposed
can
to solidify at least 3. You can- Okay.
Okay,
Minimum 3, but we can have more.
The idea is that these have to be actionable goals. That you
Right.
can accomplish within
Right.
this year session, things that you can get done. Which is coordinating with elected officials, the agencies, that's you know, easily doable,
Right.
touring and advocating for green spaces, we redo that.
That's what we
with the-
do,
Uh-huh,
even tonight.
right, attending and participating in community events, they had the Ronald Lee McNair Playground
Right.
event, a while back, not a while back, excuse me, a couple of weeks
September
ago.
14.
Yes, right, so I went there.
Thank you,
So,
thank you,
no
thank you.
problem, but these are feasible, so, and establishing an annual Earth Day conference. If you all wanna,
We have been doing for the past 3 years.
right, so if you all wanna,
Solidify and say.
agree on these and
And keep it moving.
Do we wanna include anything else? I know that Connie, and I, met and we had a nice, you know, like, our discussion on, how to be more proactive, right? And also how to continue or, start an advocacy on expanding water accessibility in the community gardens. Is that something that, the committee thinks that we can, you know, push and advocate and collaborate maybe with, Green Thumb or city official or something, so they can make it happen in all of our, some of the community gardens do have water accessibility, but, some of them do not. And they would love to have that. And water is
Water.
life.
And some of them were just dying out because they just not have enough water.
So do we want to include that as a goal to like? How do we put that as a goal
I
to
think we put it into district needs.
only?
I think in order to get water into those community gardens, it's going to require like capital projects in order to do that. The water doesn't exist there. The line has to run from somewhere. So it's the same conversation we always have with the bathrooms. So I think becomes a district needs issue, and I think maybe it should be there.
Right, some of the community gardens were able to manage and speak to, you know,
Nearby.
right, and they were able to obtain the water that is needed to wash their hands, to wash fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, so it's just my thinking, I'm sorry, this is just. I'm just thinking that, I don't know if as members, we want to like include it as a goal also to always remind, I don't know, elected officials that, you know, water is needed in the community gardens. If not, that's okay, we can just do it in district needs.
You can-
But that's just
you
my,
can do both, you can try to, you know, petition to your council members about that throughout the year, but then you can also include in the district needs a robust capital plan to have, piping and water infrastructure. You know, for, it's like select community gardens, like go to the community gardens that need it the most and say like, okay, we wanna advocate for, you know, infrastructure funding for these 3 places for, you know, right,
Yeah, the prioritize and then figure that out.
right.
right,
I think it's good. I think, my thing is, I think that we should do legislative visits. We should do advocacy visits. And then that could be a talking point in addition to writing of the letters, because they come to the conference, they take pictures, they wave their blue green flag and then they're gone. And I think that, you know, like, I would be willing to work to coordinate that aspect of at least trying to talk to legislative officials about things that we want to advocate for.
Oh,
right.
you have that, coordinating with elected officials in the
Yeah.
city agency.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so
Add that.
It's already in
right.
the goal. We already
It's in
have
the
that as a
goal.
goal.
It's just that that should be one of the talking points about accessing water, you know?
Do you wanna have that as a
Oh,
sub
right,
goal?
right, yes, I love that as a sub goal.
As a sub goal underneath.
Are we able to?
Do whatever we want.
Maybe to clarify with, we need as a committee to organize our thoughts and what we're going to go to the legislative and elected officials
Mhm.
about.
Mm-hmm.
And be succinct, I recently went to an elected official and got exactly what I needed. And because we went with, this is what we need, this is how we're gonna execute it, and this is how much it's going to cost. And this is why we're doing it and what our community outreach is. We need to put together cohesive proposals to go to our elected officials.
Yeah, that's absolutely, and the way that you do this, you can have us train ourselves and train, like, practice, because you can't. Cause you don't wanna go in and complain, you wanna go and complain, but you wanna come up with a solution, like you say,
Yeah,
Definitely.
you know, so that
the
we,
complaints are not proactive.
right,
Or even like Leah's talking, she's bringing us a conversation that we've heard before.
right.
And we're, you know, it's like preaching to the choir. And creating awareness is a really good thing, but what are the actionable steps that can be taken? I handed Leah a note with 2 steps you could take. What I'd like to do in our goals, and I think I said this last year and the year before, is work on community outreach via social media, because that's where the world lives, and that's where the community lives, and that's how we're gonna get people to come into this room and sit in these chairs and be part of our conversations. And it's also, this committee is a great opportunity for the community to learn about what's going on and what's happening. And I mean, I honestly don't think the community board does a good enough job of reaching out to people on social media. People don't look at flyers anymore. People don't look at your email blast. Social media is where they're looking for
Tell us
comments.
about it. Those email blasts that the board sends like 20,000 times,
Like
people
once
still
on Friday.
have questions, and I'm like, huh? Are we able, that's one of the, items that, Connie and I spoke on
Mhm.
our informal meeting.
Mhm.
To have like an extra layer of social media.
So what we use, Constant Contact, also sends out the same newsletter to our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, but
And nobody opens it.
nobody opens it. And,
It's personal and it's not interesting.
They want TikTok?
sorry,
I was picturing Xavier doing some TikTok dances or something like that.
right, but you know, if we have,
No, once a month, we put up a photo in this room.
I mean,
And tell people, come join us.
that's,
Real people.
that's not an issue at all. I mean, us in the office, we're not social media people. So I mean, if we receive something, like say, for example, Xavier, he asks us to post something on the page, we'll do it. But of course, you have to ask us and give us the document, give us the information, give us the pictures, and we can do that, no problem. But
Okay,
if you guys want to do that, establish
It's-
an active social media.
is it possible to have like a committee-based social media, like just for the Parks Committee?
Like a committee-based social, I'm sorry, sorry.
An
Right,
ad
for
hoc
the-
committee.
Environment, Open Space and Parks Committee, could we create a Instagram?
Oh,
page?
create your own? Yeah, nobody's stopping you from doing that.
So let's do it. I'll manage it. So if we have a presentation here, right, I can put on that page.
Yeah.
This presentation is happening on this day, come and check it out.
Right,
And we'll just figure out some pictures. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and create it.
okay.
Thank you, Connie, for volunteering. I mean, making progress.
I
Thank you
think
so
what my
much.
skills are. Doing the minutes, that's not my skill.
Right.
Are we all, first of all, we're all in agreement to do this and we're good with this
Yes.
initiative?
Oh,
Are you making is a voting point that you're making?
You have to vote for all of these goals that you decide on, or at least the set of goals that you decide on. You have to definitely vote and finalize them ideally tonight, yes.
So you vote on the goal and then what happens is that the implementation it happens.
Thank you, Connie.
Because like I said, with the legislative visits, I would be willing to coordinate, like schedule. Like, this is the day,
Right.
and I think that they should
And
happen,
include
yeah, but
all of
I
us,
think
so
that
we
they should
can
happen
all
like
be in the loop.
in April, like Earth Day, right? Just like they start thinking about that, then they get hit with some policy or something like either before our conference or after our conference. You know, because if you do it before, then they can come to the conference and say, oh, we met with people from the community. And then if this doesn't happen, you can do it after, so people from the conference wanted to meet with you because we want to learn more about what you're doing.
I would like to propose the goals that we have written, including the sub, committee portion to be part of our goal for this year of 2024-2025.
That's it.
Perfect.
Before, I don't think what Connie's saying is a goal. I think what Connie's saying is a matter of us, how we are gonna do business differently and how we're
Right.
gonna add a communication channel to what we're doing at the community board. Am I correct, Connie?
Yes, we're going to be more
Is it-
proactive.
I'm
Yeah.
saying we could vote on that too, that we decided we wanna work at that capacity, cause it's adding something, a new instrument to the community board in one committee. How we are functioning, that could perhaps grow to other committees,
Yeah.
but that's
it
not a,
should be
that's not a
all-
goal, that's not an actionable goal.
So are you making a
No,
motion?
I'm not making a motion, we
He's
don't do
asking
that, we
clarification.
clarification that that's not an actionable.
Right, that's
That's something separate that we should also
that
vote
is
on, that we
a
agree to do.
done thing. We're going to do it. It's not a
If
goal.
everyone agrees.
Yeah,
Right, right.
this is, it's separate, it's
Yes.
not the same. Continue.
It just seems that it is part of it because it's part of the outreach that we have in one of our.
That's, that's a
that's more
method,
like
that's a method,
nuance.
that has, that has, in my opinion, that's a method of getting information out. That's not a goal. The goal would be then, we won't be doing it, a goal would be trying to do it, if we're to say it that way. She's gonna put something to action.
I agree.
Yeah, the
I
goal is,
agree. It's already done, it's a done deal
Community
already,
Yeah.
right?
but,
We
What we haven't done that we need to do is
This
a
is,
goal.
this
Okay.
is extending our way to communicate with our public. That's what she said, making it interactive more so than traditional. I'm not saying, I suggest not abandon what's traditional, it's just adding an additional layer to it, because our people are beginning to communicate.
I love it. Thank you, Michelle, also. Thank you.
So,
Yeah, I like.
Before Michelle reposits her motion, I'm just gonna read off the goals here, so that
Yes.
we're all clear, okay?
Yeah.
Perfect, okay, so the first one, coordinate with elected officials and city agencies. Second, touring and advocating for green spaces. Third, attending and participating in community events. Fourth, establishing an annual Earth Day. And I have 5 here, expand outreach, committee outreach, and developing a committee social media platform. Is that,
I don't think it belongs to.
you don't even want there? Okay, so let's-
I think what she's saying is we wanna make something actionable, we wanna increase how we're talking to people this time,
okay,
in my
so,
opinion.
so expand the committee outreach in general, is that what you?
yeah,
Yes,
Yeah, that's what it is, that's the
Yes.
method of
I just
doing it.
think that's a, I
But
think
that's-
that's an action
that's a
item,
separate-
that's a separate, something we have to vote on, where it's not a.
Okay.
I
But
mean,
would-
That's
don't
not
let,
over-
don't let me influence you too much, I'm just
Really,
saying,
really?
But would
I'm just saying what
expand,
I'm thinking.
would expanding committee outreach fall under attending and participating in community events, touring and advocating for green spaces, that, you know, you guys are
Yeah.
doing your outreach through that, so I mean, it falls under that umbrella.
That's how we reach it, and when we're doing that, how, that's answering a how,
Mhm.
that's answering a how.
so the goal can be generalized to
Yeah.
expand community outreach.
Yeah.
Right,
And then the sub-goals,
No, that's a how we gonna
how
do
we're
it,
gonna,
Okay,
but the
so,
goal is expanding community
Yeah.
outreach.
okay, so you have 5 goals here, that's what, that's all I wanted to know, if we're all clear on the 5 goals and.
yes, let's,
no, I'm just in my mind, I'm saying what I'm gonna tackle.
yes, that is thinking out
I
loud.
would include the friendly amendment of the outreach. And can you repeat exactly how that was placed? I don't remember the exact wording that you have.
So I have expand community outreach, that's the 5th goal I have right here.
Okay, to include expand community outreach as part of my motion.
Okay, so you're establishing all 5 of the, okay. so-
I have the 4, but I'm
Yes.
adding the friendly amendment of the 5th one to my motion. That is on the table.
Excellent. Okay, so Michelle will start coming, made the motion to adopt and implement these 5 goals that were just read into the record.
Please second it.
I second.
Okay, you want me to do a roll call?
Yes, please.
Second. Okay, so we have 5 members here. Yeah, just 5 members, 3 is needed for this motion to pass. Next one, Cruz is Thompson, Rosa Diaz,
Yes.
Johnson, Connie Lee.
Yes.
Malik McCullough is absent, Samantha Rivera absent, Debbie Quinones.
Yes,
Russell Schuler,
Yes,
Michelle Wilson Clement,
Yes,
motion passes.
and for more clarity, what Connie suggested by using social media, if, I think we should vote on that we are willing to do that in this committee to start something officially that will be managed initially by Connie, because then it'll be a fixture in how this committee operates. It could be a possibility that this could be shared with the other committees to do the same thing. Based on something that we're just doing, it could be beneficial to other committees as well, should they have committee members that are willing to step up to do that, or they feel that that's an effective way that increases the effectiveness of the messaging of that committee.
Yeah, right, that's,
so what's your motion
My motion is to
to start now?
the initiative,
the initiative that we,
social media.
I put a motion on the table that we adopt increasing our communication channel to include a social media.
By piloting this,
Piloting right
piloting this initiative.
in this committee.
So you're gonna start now?
Okay.
I'm starting early.
You start now?
As
Right,
of
so
this day.
that's what you're saying, the goal.
there are other committees
But
that
if the
are.
goal, if the goal is already, if we've already identified that as a goal, if we've identified that as a goal, do we need to have a second motion for her to start?
I don't think so.
I don't think
I think you
so.
guys can just do it.
No,
No.
you just do a motion, you
That's
can put the
what-
motion
put a
first,
motion.
no one second it.
Right, and that's what I'm just asking for clarification on the motion.
Second,
Thank you.
But I'm still asking for
And roll
clarification.
call. That's
Ask for clarification.
So there was discussion on the motion, so I was just being,
Oh,
yeah, I was just trying to get some clarification, because
So Russell
Fine.
made a motion
there's already a
to
motion on there, it's been seconded, go ahead.
establish a social media.
initiative
Yes,
to expand the
Our
outreach.
our messaging about committees.
They was recommending that we need some teenagers, and I said, I totally agree.
There's young citizens, right? Are there easy for the community?
Is there an active this is the active motion?
There's a motion on the
Michelle,
table.
you second it?
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
motion.
and you want a roll call for this one?
Yeah.
We're all gonna say yes, but yes.
No, I abstain, because I just don't really think
Sure,
we need
no
to.
problem. Okay, Jocelyn, is absent, Rosa Diaz,
Yes.
Sally Johnson, Connie Lee,
Yes,
Malik McCullough, absent, Samantha Rivera absent, Debbie Quinones,
Abstain.
Russell Schuler,
Yes.
and Michelle Wilson.
yes,
Motion passes.
Michelle, you said this was done in other committees?
No,
I'm saying that this
I'm gonna know what
was
I thought I heard.
a
That's what I'm asking.
definite, that it will be done in other,
Okay,
especially if you're having a conference, it makes sense.
so I've been a part of this community situation since like 1982. And it's often, there are times things have come up where a committee or committees are operating independently of what a city mandate could be. Or something comes up that someone overstepped their boundaries. Who said we're doing this? You have to come back to a point of origin and an understanding why. Why was it needed? Who suggested it? Who approved it? And how is it gonna operate? What for? Just to answer those questions on a real technical level.
right.
That's why I'm saying that was not a goal. And if this could be adopted,
It's a done deal. Yes, thank you, Mr. Schuler.
is it necessary? I mean, I think Russell might have a really interesting point. Is it necessary that we run this by executive committee that?
Yeah,
I mean, you made a motion and it's passed, I have to definitely.
It has to be done now because the motion was made. And that's why Debbie.
So I personally, I think we should wait until,
yeah.
you know, it's discussed at executive.
Right.
yeah, that's why
We'll
I
create, we'll create it after,
Yeah.
the
Right.
talk, even a full board.
Mhm.
after full board.
So this is something that we would like to do, but we're
Right.
gonna have to wait and see the
Definitely.
executive committee and full board, and then we'll take it from there.
Move forward or not.
As much as we wanna do what we wanna do, we still have to ask permission to do certain things.
Yeah,
Thank you. I already have it.
Yeah, thank you, Leslie.
Okay, let's move on to. District needs.
Make it quick.
Yes, yes.
So we went through most of these already last month.
You don't have to
Um,
sit through this.
You do have a good number of revises, so you'll have to definitely finalize the language for tonight and also recommended ranking as well, high, medium, or low priority.
Okay.
Okay, so your first item here, provide a permanent state-of-the-art dual district sanitation garage to service Manhattan Community Districts 10 and 11. You all know this language, and the committee opted to revise this. So do you have any revisions for this or not, or keep the language the same?
it's not us, it's shit.
I think it can stay the same. For consistency year after year.
Okay, sounds good, and keep it simple. Unless you guys have any, like, real legitimate sincere revisions, I would rather we don't, spend a lot of time
Right.
Mhm.
on this.
Yeah,
Can you make it a little bigger? Oh, thank you.
Thanks. So for this next one, we have remove, so we're gonna move forward with that one. This one we have revise, conduct a feasibility study and provide the necessary funding to create a green infrastructure corridor along East 106th Street as conceptualized in the vision plan for a resilient East Harlem. The committee opted to revise this last month. Do you have any language revision regarding this? If not, we'll just copy it over.
Well, what was the point of revision though? What, do you remember? I don't,
No,
I'm
it's not.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, I just don't remember myself.
I mean, I would have told you what the staff revisions were. Staff recommendations. Direct feasibility study request to DEP with
Right.
scope, parameters and goals, specify the rainwater catch basin program incentive. Along the residential corridors, property owner has to opt in. Separate DOT centric responsibilities and refer to the appropriate committee. So that would be, I think you have like committee like. No, sorry, basins, rain gardens. No. I'm confused by something else. DSNY, sorry, DSNY. So, I mean, if you all want to revise this language. Should have done that within the past month, but.
Yeah, right, so this.
If you want to keep the
Yeah.
language as is, we'll just copy it
Just
over
keep it.
and call it a day.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do, and we definitely gonna work on. For next year, because due to I literally had like a month only,
Of course, no worries.
yeah.
Okay, so. Kind of clear key and it's. Then we'll do this, I don't know, do you want to establish rankings right now or do that after we?
Do we wanna do as we go along to do each one,
Sure, if you want, if you'd like. So-
members? Connie, Russell, Debbie,
No.
Michelle, are we okay with ranking each one as we go along? Or should we wait for everything and then we rank?
How many are there?
How many,
20 of them?
How many that we have to rank?
let's see.
I probably should have.
can we start by ranking high and low and then
then go
then
back.
organize it?
Sure, if you'd like, I said, that's what that's what to do. So do you want to rank this one by high? For the district, dual district garage? It's been
Yes.
around for a
Yeah.
while. Feasibility study for resilient East Harlem? High,
No,
medium?
medium.
Okay. Next one, this is to remove, perfect, revise, okay.
Transfer, we want to transfer that to the Youth and Education Committee?
Potentially if you would like to do that.
Yes.
Because this one says that it does not, it's not under the Department of Parks and Recreation, jurisdiction. But I think,
Well, if it's not us, right, we don't,
But I agree with Debbie, if it's not us,
then remove it, And then, or at least forward it to,
Or let's forward to you.
Forward it
That's what I'm saying, it's not us, like, you know, we should just,
okay, so I'll make a note about that one,
Yeah.
because youth and education already,
Oh, they did
they
their
met last month, I mean, sorry, earlier this
So-
week.
Tuesday.
I'm on that committee, so, because that's a program.
Mhm.
That's a program and we're not into doing a program, even though it fits within environmental parks and the spaces.
Right.
That's a.
This is a short foot, right, might be a
Is
joint.
that like an after-school program, right? That
It's a
they,
program.
yeah.
It actually involves the schools, students, community, you know, providers.
And then.
It should even be-
Just make this note to,
Right, to send it to youth and education for
And I was, my thoughts
possible
were that,
addition for next year's
and my-
needs.
and my thoughts were about that when we included in our goals.
Sorry, I'm not
That should be-
this meeting, I just got so much shit going on.
Okay, then, so we're removing this and we'll move on to the next one, and I'll just make sure this goes under for youth and education
Right.
and for your last now. This one we're keeping, provide full renovation of the remaining half of PS 155 playground. To keep,
Yeah.
and do you have a recommended ranking for this one?
I would put it high, because I think it's
The playground.
It's a school and it's a playground that the kids use.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know buttons.
Can we add a playground there, or?
I'm sorry,
It's really nice too.
No, I just wanna, I'm just,
what you asking?
After we do everything, well,
that's why I stopped, that's why I stopped.
Wait, what were you asking? What were you asking?
Can we add another playground there?
Into this language right here.
Mm-hmm.
For PS 155?
So the full renovation of the remaining half of PS 155 playground.
No, but
Okay,
So to add, another playground that needs.
that's another item.
That's.
That'd be another item. Which playground?
That's why I stopped,
But which playground?
this one.
I can't see.
the Alice,
Alice Corner.
Alice Corny, so did you? So,
we'll move on and then we'll talk.
That's why I stopped.
Yeah, no, let's just finish this and then.
Yeah,
We
one at a
weren't
time.
moving around too much, that's why I stopped.
Yes.
okay, all right, so we'll move on with, that, we'll keep that, perfect. This one is to remove. This one, keep, provide funding to fix non-operational lighting and to address issues with rat populations in each one, teach one.
I say that.
Medium.
Medium, so you guys can discuss it. Hash it out. Medium or high?
No, the light
That's
is very
That's
important.
high, that's high, that's high, that's high.
Because the thing is, I think that we, any like fixing of, upgrading playgrounds should be high.
Definitely,
Yeah.
especially the lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting.
Yeah,
the-
just FYI, lighting is not under the Department of Parks and Recreation.
Right,
It's
so,
the Department of Transportation, so it's really
right,
not.
so increasing the quality of
And
playgrounds.
send it over to public safety.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Additionally, you can also just simply, like, if there are lights that are, you actively see that are dysfunctional, just, give the office a call.
Okay.
And we can submit a request with the department, okay? So
Okay.
instead of waiting a whole year to.
Yeah, definitely, with regards to the removals, that we have a couple of them to be removed, right?
Yes,
Can we do something like we spoke about, draft a letter?
yes,
Okay, not just remove it, then we forget about it, like.
of course, yeah. That's what unless there's something specifically here that says that, because we
Okay.
have a couple of removes where there are no,
Nothing, yeah.
Right, yeah,
And it says draft request. We already
Draft
put
this
that.
request, right, so draft this request to elected officials in appropriate format, so just
Right.
one paragraph is not gonna do it. You have to do something a little bit more extensive to build your case,
So
so,
we find which they visit.
correct, so,
The past ones also.
no problem. So you guys all have access to this document, you can take a look and see, specifically which one, the parks tours that we do, the document that you guys create, the observations, that's a good start. For, building your case,
Yeah, exactly.
okay?
I want to
Um,
keep it over there.
The next one, per Michelle's question specifically, I don't know if you guys look at this document, funding should be allocated to provide a full renovation of Alice Carnegie Triangle.
And I wanted to put that as a high priority.
so let's.
Okay.
Anything
But you
higher
guys-
than high.
but here's,
That's needed.
but so you guys opted to revise this request,
Right,
but also draft this request to elected officials in an appropriate format. So,
no, we did,
So what do you wanna do? Do you want to do that as well, or do you also wanna keep this in? The
Do both.
request? Do
I would like
Yeah,
to
do
go.
both.
And that could be part of the legislative vision.
Yes,
Okay.
Point,
Yes.
a talking point.
yes,
Leah,
Gary.
Leah, do you have, so, you know, this would help. Leah, if you have any, you see this language, do you think there's anything that could be a little bit more
You can
specific?
stand up.
To that.
You get closer, if you
It
need
should
to.
be allocated, I'm reading over here, well,
Alright, so funding, I'll read it for you. Funding should be allocated to provide a full renovation of Alice Carnegie Triangle. The playground consists of a large amount of asphalt and paved areas and is in need of the addition of green spaces and additional trees. The playground is in need of refurbishment for the play equipment and programming for large sections of the park that are underutilized.
I agree, my idea would be to make it more communal, if that makes sense, to get more people.
So do you mean like, is that what you mean, the programming? Do you, or what do you mean communal? Like, can you be?
More specific,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a nice size space. It is a small playground, but what about incorporating more of the community in? Maybe some, what do you call these, like barbecue pits? Everyone lines up in the
You
front.
can't barbecue in the park.
Right.
No, but outside the park, everyone's lined up and
Yeah, that's
tucked up
not
there
legal
to
either.
barbecue anyway. And those don't take a lot of spaces.
We want something to prove.
Right, so we need something to add to the part, like color painting or lighting.
Yeah, benches,
Less benches because
Less benches.
people,
Less benches.
yes, people are using them as hotels. So I think less benches.
We have to think
less-
about, excuse me, we have to
So,
think
can I
about
just
using the
Wait,
park.
one person at a time.
You gotta think about using the park, what you're talking about on that side stuff, that's enforcement to get them out of there. But we're talking about what the park ideally is supposed to look like.
No, absolutely, and that's
We
why.
can't eliminate benches.
So
Because
can I
people
just
sleep.
point
You
something
can make
out?
less benches and make more communal areas, more seating for preteens. Once you're a teenager, there's nothing for really you to do, workout equipment. Get our strongest citizens of the community out into the park. There's enough area even for a dog run. Get our dog walkers out. If there's more people using this area, and if it didn't look the way it did, it will have more people out and evade the bad behavior that goes on there, in my opinion.
Let me just make a point, because I've had this conversation with the Department of Parks and Recreation many, many, many times. Their recommendation, what they're actually saying to you is this park needs a full redesign and rebuild. And the way you start that process is by going to your elected officials. Because basically Parks is saying it doesn't make sense to go in there and try and do some patchwork that just is a waste of money. They want to redo the entire thing. And I say, any bit, reach for this park needs to be redesigned and rebuilt. Because this is one of those infrastructure projects that's long past patch and repair phase.
Okay.
And I would be in agreement with you. I had mine done recently. Started in 2017, where the community engages in it. It's not one person, that's not discounting you, but you get the community to say what we need there, what we want there. I put an ingrown, I engineered an ingrown pool in the ground from a mini pool. But I got the community to buy into it. I got the community to buy into what you're talking about, the workout stuff. Not only for that, it's a park and recreation park, so anybody walks by can use it. But those types of things have to be done. So what you're asking that way, I'm agreeing with Connie. It takes a major overhaul to do that, and you'll get what you want. If they'll put everything in from the kids, the seniors, everybody.
Private conversations.
It'll be all the green and everything else.
Well, sorry to cut you off. Okay, so absolutely, how would I get more of the community? I've spoken to groups, like I was in a meeting with Shani from Art in the Park yesterday. I've been speaking around to people, and just from my basic observation, that's how I come up with it.
If that goes through, once that goes through,
Yeah,
What-
speaking of that, can I have that paper?
Once that goes through, it's a major undertaking where the whole community or the elected, everybody's involved with it. It's not, and if they don't attend, those that do attend become the opinion makers.
Can we go back to, that, are we going to like revise it or add anything there?
What do you think about Connie's suggestion of asking for a full redesign and renovation of the triangle?
Does it say funding should be allocated to provide a full redesign and renovation?
That's it, I just typed that in.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Okay, so instead of, fixing the little things, full renovation of the park, is that?
I think that would be feasible, especially that will also deteriorate that activity there as well, because it's gonna be closed. for a
Under
while.
construction.
So you
Right,
can definitely petition for that,
Right.
and then if, of course, they agree to something like that, and when they come to the community for its input on the designs, hopefully, we're still around and, can definitely impact on that. Yeah, right.
So the idea,
I met with Carlos Acosta.
And a friends group is, a successful friends group has, dozens of volunteers, and it brings together gradually all kinds of people from the community. And, we're looking at all the stuff that Marcus Garvey Park has gotten recently. Marcus Garvey Park has a friends group in place since the 1970s.
Okay, so let's revise it, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
let's
that's
just
okay.
move it along.
Yes.
can we just, yeah, I was gonna
Thank
take
you.
that part, but can we also just put down that the park is now completely dilapidated and in need of full repair?
See, it's,
when the last time it was repaired.
disrepair
It's in
and
disrepair.
endangering, disrepair and creating opportunities for endangerment of the community because people trip and fall and.
I wouldn't use the word opportunity.
No, I'm just saying, bad.
Why was-
It's not our job to make an
1997.
assessment, the Parks Department will make an assessment. When you say things like, oh, it's dangerous, that's giving them license to just shut it down.
Right, so that's why I would just say it's in disrepair and in need of.
We'll
They know,
have them go there and view for themselves, and they'll see what is the condition.
they know.
Okay,
Okay, so how?
very high,
Okay, so essentially you just wanna leave it as funding should be allocated to provide a full redesign and renovation of Alice Point Triangle.
Very high.
Done.
Alright,
perfect and high.
got it.
Did anyone go to the Ronald McNair thing that they had?
I did it.
Pass by,
Yeah,
even with that,
all the elected officials went to Ronald McNair, they had giveaways and all this other stuff.
but even with that, they have time restrictions on that part.
Okay.
Shall they,
This is
certain
what-
activity.
Okay, can we go to the next,
Yes.
list, please?
Yes, alright, so moving on, Leah, thank you for your input, yeah. Funding should be provided to allow for necessary field maintenance, patching and resurfacing of the turf areas, fence repair, and for the provision of additional seating at Eugene McCabe Field. This one, it is recommended that this request be brought to the attention of your elected officials. So do you want to remove, but then, as Debbie is saying, draft this request to elected officials in an appropriate format?
I think, what do you guys think? Because I love sending letters to elected officials and,
Well, yeah, let us
Yeah.
they build the case, right? So
And you're building a paper trail, and
Right, right.
so
so
when
let's
Eugene
remove it and
What's the
we'll
one?
send a letter and let's keep to the
Right.
next.
Okay.
So right,
Right, I'll be sure to, Debbie, to condense it on my email.
yeah.
I'll have the time to condense the removes and.
So all I'm asking for is like whatever elected official, if that's there, to make a list so that then we could work from there.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I believe we'll send it to all of us.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
opted to keep this one, funding should be provided to allow for the provision of additional seating, a public restroom, lighting, and gate repair at Wagner Playground. Which one do you wanna give, what kind of priority
high.
for this one? High?
Is it high? I mean, it's maintaining a park, right?
Definitely.
You're asking for a public restroom?
We're asking for a public restroom is always high.
Yeah.
Right.
I should be like extremely high.
Okay, the next one, almost done. Funding should be allocated to provide the necessary improvements to the existing public restroom at the newly renovated Port Richards Playground to make it ADA accessible and to match the level of quality of the rest of the park.
How much did they spend on it first?
We did want to keep this one, but then also create a specific, yeah, request, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and something happened there recently, like 2 days ago. With regards to safety.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later, because otherwise we'll be here the whole night.
And this priority? That's it?
It is ADA accessible though.
At this time, it's already it's already ADA accessible?
Yeah, I believe I was there just,
It was just renovated, the whole.
It was just
They have the
renovated.
They have the pickleball
Yeah.
courts and everything like that.
they literally just finished a couple of months ago.
Okay, so you wanna remove this then, and then, bring up any other small things to elected officials?
No, wait, to remove the ADA portion, but it's still
Just-
a
Okay.
restroom.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the restroom needs.
That is a priority.
Yes, it's existing public restroom, so
It does
the
have a
request
code.
is
Yeah.
necessary improvements to the existing public restroom.
No, they literally redid the
They just
whole
did the
thing.
whole part.
They did the
I
whole
think
thing?
we should
They
just
So you wanna
the whole
remove-
part.
so should-
remove it and do the letter,
Okay.
Yeah, because wow,
so they can concentrate on the high priorities.
Sounds good.
because they spent so, they got pickleball courts.
Okay, dokie, so then we'll just,
It's beautiful.
so you'll just draft some external items to.
Okay, 19. Let's go.
Needs to elected officials and public format, two more, we're almost done.
Good to go.
Funding should be allocated to provide an equitable amount of on-street rat-resistant trash cans on every corner of major streets, although, due to fiscal constraints, the availability of funds is uncertain, you guys opted to keep this one.
Make it
Yes.
Make it high.
So this is going to be ballot proposal number 2.
Which proposal, I'm sorry?
Ballot proposal number 2. That's what this is all about. There's a proposal on the ballot. It's number 2 for Department of Sanitation to take over more responsibility for the cleanliness of public spaces, including parks, including all kinds of spaces that they don't now. Have-
Jurisdiction.
It's not in their jurisdiction, so the jurisdiction is changing on this based on proposal number 2.
Okay,
And I think, maybe this is a question for DSNY. What is proposal number 2? I was gonna ask,
Marissa, when she was
but I
on,
realized she would not be able to answer this
Okay.
question, and she probably isn't even aware of the proposal.
Oh,
Ballot
we can-
proposals, no one's ever aware of this.
We can always follow up via email.
yeah, would you like to,
know.
you want us to
Yeah.
help with
Yeah,
initiating an inquiry with Marissa?
Yeah, I would like to see the full ballot proposal.
See if we can find out and then move forward, then. Okay. But we're keeping this and keeping it high priority?
Yes.
Understood.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
This one's actually nice.
we'll follow up with that.
Yes, last one.
Last one, funding should be allocated to plant new street trees and staff should be provided to maintain existing street trees in CB11. The agency will try to accommodate this issue with existing resources. We opted to revise this.
Because there are already signs that trees will be planted. I've seen it like everywhere.
But it's been
Yeah,
for
it is actually,
Okay,
It's
so then
literally
should
just,
move
I
this.
just saw it like,
yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
Mom.
huge campaign of tree
Relate
planting.
more trees and so forth,
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
would you guys like to opt
Um,
to this then, if you think that is issues being addressed?
with the trees, there comes the leaf, maybe.
I think you need to leave this on, because the amount of trees that it appears that they are allocating for East Harlem is less than other neighborhoods.
Okay,
So leave it on there, just because we're not gonna be satisfied with And you're all aware of the amount of trees that have been removed for the Second Avenue subway. So we want to make sure those trees are all replaced, if not in the same locations nearby.
So everything's happening.
Yeah, but I think that's like a medium because they are
Being addressed, or you want to
right,
low,
not low, but medium.
pretty much all highs and two mediums.
We have a very low tree density in East Harlem compared to other neighborhoods.
Khalid, can we also, add one that, you know, concentrates on, I don't know, the water accessibility in the gardens? Can we add something?
I mean, we can, you go to the budget reference and see what, if it matches anything. Give that a shot.
Green catch basin.
Yeah, like those, all things, something, yeah.
So you're saying to put it in the park? To put the park.
When you guys create the requests, I put the budget reference here for you all, so you can determine the type of budget request that you'd be making.
Okay.
Water supply, I think I see something with water supply there.
Inspect fire hydrants and
Water supply
specific
system.
locations.
Would it come on the water supply system?
Yeah,
That's what we want, that we want to include in the gardens or.
I think it would come under water supply.
How many gardens will be impacted by that?
And then it'll be a capital.
I think most of them have it, I think maybe like,
Number.
I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 that are in urgent need.
And then their gardens are dying because they don't have access to
But
water.
if we get an idea how many, when you say in general, for me, I don't know how many gardens we have, or how many need them. So if you-
I mean, we did
I
have,
was saying about 5 or 4, but
I
I don't have
believe,
that.
right, I don't have, like, literally every community garden that we went. Had water supply.
I think one actually had water supply, two had water supply.
When other people are reading that, and they have to make a judgment, and they don't have like, we don't have an idea of number,
You can get
So
that.
we'll say,
yes.
we'll just say, all community gardens should have some type of water accessibility.
Yeah, you're gonna make a blanket statement here.
Yeah, but that's all this budget requests.
Right, that's what we need to look for, the specific language here.
And the
So in
specific
terms of
gardens
following
that
budget
are-
formula,
Mhm.
that means finding out which one it goes under, right?
Yeah,
What kind of-
all of these reasonings that you guys give, that's whatever, and you guys can make it, but it has to follow along this
Right.
request.
Right.
For the actual, for submitting it in the push. If it doesn't match it, and then it's just,
gonna-
so you have to make this attempt.
So it could either be park maintenance. That's what it can go under. It would go under the Department of Parks and Recreation, and then it would be park maintenance, and then do you consider water as maintenance? But it's not, because it's not.
There's an thing, let's
No,
say,
it's not.
let's say you make that request, and you put it under parks.
Yeah.
And then next, or like, within the coming months, you get a response. That doesn't
Same
fall in their purview.
Yeah,
So, this, and this is a point that has to be iterated to all the committees. It was just the point of the district and budget consultation meetings. And being, really up to date on that, so you know which agency is specifically responsible for what. And then when you do these requests, you
Right.
can make them as specific and direct as possible. Because we think with water, distribution, that's a DEP request, but we're not really seeing that here. Water supply system, investigate and address water pressure complaint, waters, like, for instance, or so forth. So it would have helped, to have those kind of consultations that we normally do during the summer, but it hasn't happened this cycle for reasons. And to determine from DEP, hey, how can we actually figure out how to request water
Yeah.
infrastructure that, right?
Can
So-
we, what about this one, inspect water main on specific street segments and repair or replace as needed? Which is the second one on water supply system,
It's like water
And then-
analysis, segment and repair or replace as needed.
right?
That might be. that
And
might
we
be-
can add to, like, in the comment, we can add specifically community gardens.
Okay, that's feasible, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys think that makes sense, we can never do that.
Yeah, I think that's the best of all those 4 that are in there.
Or you do have like other capital budget requests, other expense budget requests, if you think you don't, you have your options.
So water mains deliver water to a building, but you need the water system within the building to access the water main.
Right, because it's saying it's inspect, right?
Right, we want them to
It's not
go
the-
in there
it's
and
not
find
the- It's
out.
not the water main.
So you wanna just have a general as other capital budget requests for DEP and then make the case for,
Yes.
I don't think it's,
They're gonna tell us.
It's
that we need
this is-
funding.
this is basically property that's owned by the city. There isn't a tenant. There isn't a landowner. It's owned by the city. And the city, until that property is built on, doesn't have water infrastructure in those spaces,
Right.
and they're not going to. Because what's gonna be needed there when the community garden is no longer there, which is eventually what happens, they're loners of this property. The city can't build a water delivery system to a lot with no building on it.
with no facilities or amenities in it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not a practical, I think we have to work with the community gardens to see if we can access, or they can access fire
yeah, access
hydrants
water hydrants.
The fire hydrants
or nearby
could
things.
not, does not work for many of them because
Right.
they're
Yeah,
at a
no,
distance away from the fire hydrant.
right,
If they're more than 2 blocks away from the fire hydrant, running a hose.
yeah, no, I know that, but,
So why not,
So let's just go with the, other capital budget and just add to it.
and that if
it's
you
gonna
like,
be
okay.
different for.
Yeah.
You can also try to petition for these community
And we'll
gardens to get
do
like rain
a
barrels
letter.
and so forth, and
Yeah.
maybe that might be a viable water source.
Rain
for them,
barrels, things like that.
Yeah, we'll do
So-
a letter.
However, some are dying. Some of them were actually just getting all crisp because there was not enough rainwater.
Okay,
So I mean, there's a lot of things that are in play where
Yeah. Thank you, Carly.
you want to have resilience and community gardens help with that.
Yeah, fruits and vegetables.
So
So how many do we have?
they need water.
No.
in
No,
terms of keeping-
not disagreeing.
How many
with you,
keeps do we
just
have?
saying that we have to figure out
How to put it in there.
Wait, let's Carly concentrate. I mean, let's.
Looks like these, but let me just double check.
I did
I
a
thought-
chat with the
I
doctor.
thought it's not these.
I know.
Put it on the cap.
Oh, I know.
So. Six so far, look for traffic, I have a count back there. Yeah, oh, 9. 1, 2, and then 3. You'll have 9 requests if you adopt the, let's move on for the. Yes, for the water lines.
So 10,
That should be something that's.
No, this makes 9.
9,
This-
okay.
So for the water guards, we have to consider something that, or approach it with long-term temporary.
So there's 9.
Is that okay? That's too little?
That's fine.
No, each one of them has a significant work with it,
That's what we want. We want them to work.
right? So that's why you have the 9.
Better things. We deserve it.
Yeah, not saying you don't.
And needed,
Okay,
or needed.
okay, aspect.
So all of them, there's like, so this
All right,
7 high and 2.
what's the
2
language?
medium?
Sorry, what's the language
Oh.
for this, please?
Okay.
Oh,
Anyone?
No, it was just moving well. I said.
okay,
Let me see that.
And that's okay.
that's fine. The DCP will decide for all needs.
What, to ensure that all community gardens have some water supply system?
That's very vague. I mean, I would try to be as specific as possible. Right,
That we need to work with the gardeners, find out what the circumstances are with each individual garden that doesn't have access to water and come up with solutions, and it's probably not a capital project.
So
Probably a different.
what would be the
think
language
outside.
to add to that specific, need?
each community garden that does not have a water delivery service should be able to should be able to receive water when needed, something like that.
These have to be a budget request, not like,
These are- yeah,
like a,
they're not-
not like a
You
statement.
need to
of what
work
we
with the
do.
garden.
It has to be a budget request. You have to, a budget request is specific, like,
I
we,
think-
like, you know, we need water infrastructure pipelines at this location, and we're thinking that's gonna run us $500,000 for like, you know, capital project type stuff. You have to, the more specific you are, the better.
The better.
Don't say things like, we believe people need to have water. Yes, we all agree that, but,
Yeah,
you know, we need 6 cases of water, that kind of thing, and we need $20 per case. That's how
That's
best you
specific,
can,
yeah.
right. And to Connie's point, this is going to the community gardens and then identifying specifically, we have these 5 gardens that definitely need some kind of water infrastructure, and we'd like to advocate for them. And we're thinking it's gonna cost this amount of money, can you guys help us out?
Could you word that like that?
I'm not ordering it. This is the committee.
That's, we need, like I said, we need something, I'm suggesting that we need something that's long-term, temporary.
Or you can hold on.
We have a list of our assessments.
We
where
have it, we
did
just don't have it in our head
the
to
walkthrough,
say the names.
and there were a couple of them that were in need of water, a water system.
Which ones?
Yeah.
So we need water systems to be put in place for the water garden.
But water systems to them doesn't mean they wanna know the vote.
No, definitely, I get that. I'm just
So we
saying
just
that.
we need to just get the actual names of the community gardens.
So where
that
are
lack
It helps, it really
It helps
does
be more
help.
specific.
yeah.
We have the names, we have, we went to them and looked at each garden. It's just
We still
on
got-
one of our sites, because I don't remember the name. And like one of them was right beside what used to be Target Garden.
Mhm. No,
Okay,
these are temporary properties.
Do you have these figurines right now, or?
she's looking at it, like,
Jessica sent out the list to us all. Looking to see the specific ones when it comes, oh, okay. Wamaco Community Garden, HUMACAO Community Garden, and I do have the address.
Humacao? Humacao?
Gumacao, oh my lord.
What's the last one, please?
Humacao.
Do you want the address? Oh, okay.
So you want to title this?
Humacao is in Puerto Rico. It's a town in Puerto Rico. A few of the gardens are named after towns in Puerto Rico.
Oh, very nice.
That Daniel Garden on 110th Street across the street from the library, that's the town.
Wow. Oh, like how street names are actual city locations and stuff.
Second. Palante Community Garden. Is that what this was?
Where's that?
Wait, one second.
No, okay.
I'll look it up.
All right.
Oh, gosh, sorry about that.
I'm thinking about the bathroom.
Well, there's a couple of them that they passed on, so don't get me started.
No, but I'm thinking about why they said they couldn't build a bathroom at River Greenway, because there was no water
water
delivery system.
infrastructure,
And the cost of doing it was astronomical.
like in 5 million. or
And
something like
they're not gonna do that for a community garden. So I think we're barking up the wrong tree there.
Well, you know, with a, at least with a restroom, there's like plumbing and sewage and all that. Maybe with just a water delivery system, it might be simpler, maybe, I don't know. You know, where it's just like we're talking about the main lines and then maybe they cut into it somehow and then, I don't know. I don't-
They stand
Family
alone.
Garden by Tiffany and Co.
Family garden?
Family Garden by Tiffany and Co. Okay,
Family Garden by Tiffany,
and CO.
yeah, I know, that's downtown
Ah.
Tiffany's. Family Garden by Tiffany's in New
Actually,
York.
these gardens have
Where's that?
these conversations.
Rodale,
I mean, if
Guys,
it's connected to Tiffany's, they should.
guys, Rodale Pleasant Park Community Garden. Rodale, not Rose, like Rodale, take off the SE. Pleasant Park Community Garden. Maybe I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, how about that? Wait, Pleasant Park? Pleasant Park Community Garden,
I already have following community gardens.
thank you. I'm really not.
You're not
Yeah,
obligated to say,
yeah.
you could have left anytime you wanted.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me, and thank you for listening.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you,
a-
Leah.
it's
Please
on
come
a-
back again,
It's on.
don't be a stranger.
Yes, I will
We're
email
usually
you.
the first Thursday of every.
You know what I mean?
Okay, first
Let's
Thursday.
go.
You can come and go to Chipley. I tried to give you.
Family Garden by
a-
Tiffany's is by Ray.
This is one.
El Barrio Community Garden.
Thank you. Thank you, Leah. Take care. Have a good one.
El Barrio Community Garden. Los Amigos Community Garden.
Reynolds is right on the corner.
I can't find them. La Cuevita Community Garden.
Oh, I love that place.
Cuevita, señorita, one mic.
Ubita,
Community Garden.
I love that space.
Peaceful Valley Community Garden. Olga's El Gallo Community Garden.
You know, spell that?
Olga's, OLGA, LEL,
OLGA.
no, Olga, OLGA, apostrophe S, space, EL, space, Gallos, which is GALLO, community garden. Corozal Family Garden, COROZAL Family Garden. For reals, 117
should I-
Street.
Are you listing out all the community gardens?
No, I'm looking at the ones that said like water through collection and adjacent hydrant, but still like they need some type of inside water accessibility.
She's not saying them all.
117th Street Community Garden.
Okay,
I'm almost done.
no, that's not it.
La Bonita. I don't see you. Diamante Garden, which is like diamond garden.
Is the one that was beside Target, is that one in there? The one that has,
This is 118. Yeah, the present one, isn't it?
that was the pleasant one?
Isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Diamante Garden, yes, okay. And I think that's all I have here. Oh, my
Okay.
head.
That's it, I thought it was part of the New York Restoration Project.
Okay. And what level of priority?
Very high. I'm sorry.
Plus.
Plus, plus.
So it increases resilience in our neighborhood.
Thank
And
you.
there's so few green spaces, and to have them just die because of water.
Which we have tons of.
I planted a garden in March.
Okay, are you guys ready to
Okay,
finalize this and?
let's vote.
We still have, we also have one more for business item.
Yes, we have all business. So guys, let's just vote. And
We're voting on this,
finish up.
the Swedish Cottage restoration.
Okay, ready?
Someone has to catch the motion, but when you guys are ready.
Please, someone, put a motion to, adopt the district needs as we have been discussing with the new additional, request. And the priority,
The priority after this listed.
thank you so much.
I put that motion to the table.
Thank you, Mr. Scheller.
I second.
Thank you, Michelle, second, and roll call.
So,
Oh, yes.
You just do show of hands.
Russell made the motion and Michelle seconded, right?
Yes, I did.
So, okay,
Thank you.
Rosa Diaz,
Yes.
Connie Lee,
Yes.
Debbie Quinones,
Yes.
Russell Schuler,
Yes.
Michelle Wilson-Randolph.
Yes,
Excellent. All right, motion passed
Yeah.
unanimous.
unanimous.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Nice work, guys. Moving
Thank
forward.
you, Khalid.
Um,
Now we have all business.
So this is kind of almost relevant now, because the public hearing already happened regarding this. But if you guys want to opt to provide them they've downgraded to asking for a letter of acknowledgement, but like I said, the hearing already took place for this with the Landmarks Preservation Commission.
Did they pass it?
I don't know at this time. I haven't checked to see, but I will say that this item wasn't even anywhere near our districts. And
Right.
we could have easily just like taken care of
Given
this.
the, yeah.
Yeah, gotten rid of this item because it was
Makes sense.
based off of replacement of the banisters and a
Mhm.
flagpole.
Mhm.
And to wait a month to give them anything, and especially not have
That would-
any like, significant comment, I think we should
Mhm.
avoid doing that in the future. Just my
Yeah,
recommendation.
I agree with you, and can I put a motion to just provide a letter of support?
Sure.
Anyone would like to second it?
I second it out loud without just raising my hand.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and.
Okay.
So guys, let me just take this type of stuff as I go on. Okay, I'm gonna call the roll. Rosa Diaz,
Yes.
Connie Lee,
Yes.
Debbie Quinones,
Yes.
Russell Schuler,
Yes.
Michelle Wilson-Randolph.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes and the letter will be submitted.
And I'll make a comment on Mr. Nixon's comment. Well, sometimes things come to the table where it appears that we have no direct input. Through my experiences, sometimes those things have come back to haunt us without giving it a thought because it has some other type of attachment to something else, something bigger.
Yes.
And that they use, but we had no influence and use something bigger that impacted somebody else. Without us giving it a thought. So we have to think those things through when those issues come to the table.
Agreed.
Okay.
I fully agree. What, you know, we get the information, all that stuff was provided to the committee, so, you know, if we do have comments, let's like, drop them up and we send them over.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I would rather we don't do that again, like, you know, give them a whole month, and especially we have nothing to tell them.
It
We-
wouldn't affect us anyways. Next item.
Sorry, the next item is new business?
No new business.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no new business. Okay, go.
That, you can just, you done your last one.
Everyone is okay to adjourn?
Yeah.
Perfect, then
I dare someone to say no. That they object.
So Ms. Conley,
Yeah.
I have an issue.